Jackie Cation, Laurie Kilmartin. Jackie Cation, Laurie Kilmartin. It's the Jackie and Laurie Show. The Jackie and Laurie Show. It's the Jackie and Laurie Show. The Jackie and Laurie Show.
All right, Jackie. You just came in here in a huff.
Oh, my God.
I got a story.
Right, you got a story. You want to start with your story?
This will be a long one.
Yeah, go for it.
You need to rest?
I've been going a little nonstop. So
Okay.
Well, let me.
I did the corporate you gave me. Thank you very much.
I sent that guy an email, and I love him. He's the nicest guy.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, after you did it, I said, just so you know, I could have done that date. You told me January 31st. And he goes, oh, I'm so sorry. And this is classic.
Do you know that he didn't know who it was for? Like,
But wait, let me finish.
Yeah,
He goes, I'm so sorry. Hey, you want to do my festival in July? It doesn't pay anything, but I'll fly out.
Oh, Jesus God.
I'm like, that does not make up for missing out on a $3,000 gig.
That's right. It doesn't. He is correct, and you are correct. I'll tell you, I was like, hey, I regretted not getting the hotel because I got there, and then there were 3 hours to kill, so I was in the foyer of the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art for 3 hours.
In the foyer? Just
sort
there?
of by a
Is that where the
coffee
gig
stand.
was?
Well, they were staying at the W right next door, and
Yeah.
the gig was across the street at the Moscone
Yeah.
thing, and
George Moscone assassinated along with Harvey Milk.
Harvey Milk? Okay.
Yes, and that assassination propelled Dianne Feinstein to mayor of San Francisco and then senator of the great state of California. Continue.
And then this PSA has been brought to you by Laurie Kilmartin. But it's nice. But I tried to hang out in there in like the bar of the W where they were staying, and I was like, hey. So I texted him and I go, hey, there's a pile of haircuts in the bar. I can't hang out. And he goes, oh, that's probably who we're performing for. And I said, who are we performing for? And he's like, I should have asked.
Oh my God.
And then radio silence for two hours. And then I find out that it was them. It's essentially just a bunch of sort of antivirus. They were software engineers but there were 1,000 nerds. They loved me. And I took the bullet, and it was a little, they were a little tight, but they were great.
That's great.
Yeah, it was great.
I just read an article about there's a bunch of IPOs that are about to bust open in San Francisco, and it's like the city is bracing itself for new millionaires because everything's going to get shitty for everybody else. Housing prices are going to soar up again, and they're out of control right now. And just more assholes with money who are young and don't know what to do with it.
Right.
But you know what? Maybe more corporates for us. Those assholes need to be entertained. Speaking of assholes,
brought to them on the backs of elephants. Okay.
Speaking of assholes, Jackie, I was on a Twitter war with Stormy Daniels this week.
Yes, you were.
So let me break it down, and I did a deep dive into her, and I will tell you, she has qualities that, when other people have them, I consider them fucking assholes.
When other people have
I
them?
don't consider her the feminist hero that she is. We'll get into that. So I quote tweeted, right above somebody saying, my boss Stormy's going to be headlining at the joke joint in Houston or whatever it was.
Right.
And so and this was not artful or clever. I was just fucking furious.
Right.
And I said, doing stand-up is not a reward for being famous. Please leave the weekend gigs for actual female comics.
Right.
Because she's taking a Wednesday.
She's taking a Wednesday.
She's coming for our fucking weekends, Jackie. You know it.
This is a horse that I do not have in this race.
She's coming for him.
The joke joint, there's one in Minneapolis. Anyway,
right.
So,
okay.
And Ken's a very nice man, but I'm not staying on his futon.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying.
Well, I'm, okay.
Anyway.
So I tweet that, and
the shit hits the fan.
So she quote tweets me.
Which I think is actually Because she has, 4 million followers?
A million. She has almost a million.
She has 400 million followers? Okay, no, she has a million followers. I exaggerated. She has a million followers.
Here's the thing. When you're quote tweeting, and her followers are as dumb as Trump supporters.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just a pile of rocks.
They're hopeful Democrats who hate everybody. They thought I was a Trump supporter. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Their dicks are in their hands. Yeah,
they're stupid. Right. So, and they love her. Everything she does, it's like clap emojis. You go, girl. Oh, yeah, you tell him. It's that kind of shit.
Can I say this about Stormy Daniels?
Sure.
And she is not a comic, obviously, right? But she has been she is like us in the way that she can deal with men in a way that will shut them down.
Like a less clever us?
Yeah, well, like a totally it's lateral. There's like... It's a different gig, right? Like she has to deal with dudes who are just want her to be naked and blowing people all the time, right? And so she has to shut them down to try to have lunch, right? Like we have to shut guys down, and they're sometimes just as dumb, as her dudes. Anyway, so we have something in common with her, but it is not stand-up comedy,
right? Okay,
but she is funny for what she does and what she.
So are athletes. I see athletes all the time on Conan.
A lot of funny people.
Mike Tyson, funny for an athlete, funny for a rapist. Funny? No, but funny for not being a not funny person. Yeah.
Right, doesn't have 45 is what you're saying, and you are correct.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, so Stormy quote tweets, she goes, wow, so supportive. I am an actual female, which right off the bat, you either misread, which means you have reading comprehension problems, or you deliberately did that, which means you're an asshole. I'm an actual female. And I said actual female comics. Why would I accuse her of not being a female? That doesn't make sense.
And the weird thing is what does she identify as?
Who knows? I don't know what's happening here.
Because what isn't an actual female? Someone who says that they're a female gets to be one. No.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
But I'll never get women who just tear other women down, and I know it's not a reward.
And what I found incredibly offensive about that was her comprehension, right? Because your entire point was that celebrity should not get you a headline spot.
She's a spectacle.
Yes.
Okay. And it's fine on a Wednesday, but I'm telling you, if that goes well, how many comedy club owners would rather have a porn star headlining than you or me? Fucking all of them.
All of them. Okay. Absolutely all of them. You are correct.
Now, I'll never get women who tear other women down. Really? Wow. I spent this week tearing down Kristen Nielsen, who's the first female Department of Homeland Security secretary.
Yeah.
Because she's a horrible person and she's keeping migrant children in cages. So I don't have blanket support for women.
Nope.
I support female comics who do the work.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't support people who aren't comics.
I would clap if I had both hands.
And we know a fucking shitload of female comics who do the work.
There's at least a list of 160 of them, you bastards.
I was at a show last night. It was, it was a women's show at the West Side. Jen O'Donnell?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, so she put
she's
together.
She's done the work for us. She was great.
Right, so Future Comic of the Week, not this week, but future.
Okay.
So a comic there that we know from, we've seen around in other clubs, is hanging out afterwards, and she's like, oh, great set. And I go, oh, you going up tonight? And no, I'm just here to support, which, you know what that means? And we know what that means.
I do.
You're going to stay around all fucking night.
Yep.
Yeah, you want to get in the booker's face, but you're also going to hope someone doesn't show up. And you're going to watch comics perform, probably some of whom aren't as funny as you.
Yep.
And that's part of the work. That's not even the comedy part of the work.
That's not the funnest part of the work.
It's the least fun part of the work. You have to watch comedy.
Well, watching comedy when you are not on the lineup is a brutal, brutal time. It genuinely is, because you're just like,
it hurts.
Why don't we shave 2 minutes off of all of these bastards and give me an 8-minute set?
Yes, it hurts.
Yes.
Okay, so that's
someone doing the work.
That's one example of work. And then there's just there's so many fucking funny women who are hanging around trying to get up on stage. So okay, so I don't want to hear this. And I know it's not a reward. I don't know what you know. Here we go. Back to Stormy. I've been writing comedy material for over 10 years. What the fuck does that mean?
What does that mean?
I don't know. So you're writing, but you're...
Wait, that was part of that? I didn't... You know what? I must have stopped reading because I don't remember.
You were smart.
So she's been writing comedy material for 10 years.
In her garage?
For
Who? Exactly. That doesn't mean anything.
Has she been writing scripts and hoping to get them made? Is she writing porn comedy? Who doesn't want to see porn comedy? Write that.
People that want to jerk off to porn,
Oh, that's
right?
true. They don't want to see porn comedy. I'm so sorry. You are correct.
So, but either way, writing a comedy doesn't no way qualify you to be a stand-up comedian.
No.
They're totally different skills.
It's true. That's the stand-up part of stand-up comedian is a very, very integral part of stand-up comedy.
And you know, who says it's comedy you're writing? You?
Right.
What's the audience? You know, I don't know. I don't have proof. Okay. So then this tweet goes on. This tweet's crazy. There's no space between the sentences. She had so much rage at me.
Right. She
goes, would you like me to critique your BJ skills?
Oh.
BJ. What are you from 1978? BJ. Who calls them BJs?
Everyone's 13.
I know.
And she needs to save character credit.
And yes, I would like her to critique my BJ skills.
Because you'd like to get better.
Yes.
Who doesn't want to get better?
Well, you know what? It's not that important to me. Your whole foot fits in your mouth, so you'll probably do great.
Yeah.
Is that the comedy you're writing?
That's riffing.
Okay,
she's
it's
just
really
riffing
bad.
and it isn't great.
So far, that's bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Day 2.
Day 2.
No, wait. So somebody... Oh, okay. So then... Now, this got under her skin. Right? And other comics started getting under her skin.
Right.
So she just blanket tweets to nobody. I did improv with Tim Meadows and the Upright Citizens Brigade in L.A.
Period. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds like a good reason to start headlining clubs doing stand-up comedy.
Doing improv has nothing to do with doing stand-up. They're completely different. And you did it once with Tim Meadows? Let's talk to Tim Meadows. I'd like to see how well that set went. I've acted along Seth Rogen, Paul Rudd, Danny McBride, Jamie Kennedy, Jason Segel, and Courtney Cox. Like the first couple are from Virgin, right? The 40-year-old Virgin.
Possibly.
So she was playing a porn star. Yeah, okay, she's acting. Yeah, okay, fine. Once I did a little TV show called Saturday Night Live, where she was playing herself in a scandal that she caused. Wow, that's really... They called you not because you're a comic. They called you because you're Stormy Daniels, and they're doing a sketch about Stormy Daniels.
Yes, and you were willing to go on that show because who doesn't want that pub? Same reason she wants to do a Wednesday at the Joke Joint.
Too bad I'm not funny or talented enough to try comedy.
Well, that's where.
But it's not even this so far. This isn't funny. This isn't funny. She hasn't been funny yet. Page 2 is not funny. So then, Christine Levine, thank God, I love it. She kind of defends me a little bit. Right? She says she wasn't saying you can't be a comedian. You can go to open mics and learn how to do it like the rest of us, right?
Yeah.
So Stormy says, "Wait, so other comedians do it for free and don't want anyone to pay attention?" No, that's not what anyone said. Okay, so you misread that one too. Like she's not bright. I guess I really am doing it wrong. She's very sarcastic, but it's not clever. She's just very
sarcasm.
Pissed.
Which is, it works against Dumb Trump. When she's sarcastic against Donald Trump, she's on a level playing field.
Right.
Yes.
He's as dumb as she is.
Right.
Okay.
She might even be smarter.
A little bit,
I'd say.
And she wasn't suggesting I learn. No, I'm not suggesting you learn.
No, you aren't.
I'm saying...
Do whatever you want to do.
Stay away from the weekends.
Comedy.
Yes.
Stay away from the weekends. Trying to make a living over here.
But then Stormy says she was being a petty, hateful twat to someone she's never met. Well, that's true. I like to be a twat to people I've met.
Right. Well, and the twat talk. It's so funny because I got DMs. You know.
I'm sure.
I tell you, I got DMs.
Yeah.
And so I got a DM from this woman who's like, because you came back with the fucking funniest line.
She didn't get it. Hold on. So then, wait a minute. So then she again.
It was so brutal and awesome.
Again, she says to somebody else who defended me, "How can you read Laurie Kilmartin's tweet?" Now she did spell my name correctly, which I really appreciated.
It might have a spell check,
and not think. No. It wasn't tagged or anything.
Okay.
Yeah, she checked. I do appreciate that. And not think she was being a petty twat to. Twice she tweeted that I was a twat.
Tweet twat. Not okay.
So then I said, "Wow, Stormy, no wonder Donald Trump broke up with you." Did she get it? Did her followers get it? No, they spent half the time replying that I was a Trump supporter, and
they went to your Hillary feed, right?
Oh my God, yes, and so
the Hillary feed is hilarious.
So then Stormy quote tweets again. So every time she quote tweets, every time you quote tweet, you know you're sicking your followers on somebody, right?
Right.
Okay. So this is the third time she's sicked these people on me. She goes, no wonder you can't get enough gigs. Hey, bitch, no comic can get enough gigs. If you're a comic, you know that. We always need gigs, okay? Try spending time doing something productive instead of trolling me on the internet and stewing with jealousy. It's not healthy.
Well, thank you for that juice mixer.
Listen, I have done some very productive work.
Let me just tell you,
yes.
I have to say that, so I get the DM that quotes that tweet.
Right.
Because that's why Trump broke up with you. And I said, and I hadn't seen it. That was she screenshotted this woman. And she said that you were horophobic. And
no, someone told me I was horophobic. I don't know.
And I was like, she doesn't want celebrity. And she's like, well, it ends up being that. And I was like, it doesn't matter what it ends up being. What she's doing is she's telling a celebrity not to do stand-up without doing the work. She'd say the same thing to Jeremy Piven or to Danny Bonaducci or anybody who just does. And those guys are doing weekends, or Danny was back in the 90s. But
they always flame out. These celebrities that try it, they can't handle it, and they flame out.
Right. And it's just a money grab for a second. And
right.
so I saw that thing you wrote about Trump, and I was like, oh my God, that's so funny. And she was like, it was so mean, and I said, and I said,
that person calls herself a comedian too.
Well, and
what the fuck?
And I said, Stormy Daniels called her a fucking twat.
Twice I was called a twat.
And I said, did you want to riff or did you not want to riff? You want to play with the big boys? You're gonna get riffed at in a real way. You're gonna have. And she was like, all right. And literally, she heard me at the end of it. So,
I asked her. I said, "Show me. You know what? You can go through my feed and show me the language I use that's horophobic."
Yes,
and I never heard from her again.
Well, she said that you could DM her, and I said,
"No, I'm not interested in DMing you. You're dumb."
I ended up DMing her, and I was like, "Attainable goal." You can just talk to her like a person. You don't have to do this weird thing over the internet, like I'm talking to you right now. And she's like, well, my things are protected. People can't DM me. So I followed her so that she could. I was like, no, what I'm saying is that you want to have a conversation with somebody, have a damn conversation with them. Mm-hmm. You don't have to reinvent the damn wheel. Anyway.
Okay. Let's go back. Let's look at Stormy Daniels.
Or what are we at here? 17. We're 20 minutes into the Stormy Daniels
might be a two-parter.
Episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know how I hate this podcast.
And wait a minute, and let's throw to a Max Fun.
Hi, it's me, Paula Poundstone.
And it's me, Adam Felber.
We have a podcast called Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone. It's a comedy podcast where we bring on experts to teach us stuff we need to know.
And by the way, the guy who came to tell us what to do when you encounter a bear never showed up.
Anyway, it's fun. You are guaranteed laughs in every episode.
You can't really guarantee laughs. What if somebody doesn't laugh? We'll get sued.
Join us for our next episode when we have an expert in consumer law explain to us how to defend ourselves against one humorless litigious shut-in with enough time on their hands to sue us over our unfulfilled claim of guaranteed laughs in every episode here at MaximumFun.org.
The cat of the week is Mabel from Greenbank, West Virginia.
What the heck?
Oh, good.
Bam!
All right.
Back to it.
So this is what I learned about her. Because I sometimes, there's so many stories about Trump. Like, you can't keep them all straight.
Nope.
I confused her story with Karen McDougal's, who's the one who got paid $150,000 for the National Enquirer. They bought her story and they didn't publish it, okay? So Stormy, in 2006, she meets Donald Trump. He's just the host of The Apprentice. He's just a dumb boob that we all know from Spy Magazine, hosting a reality show. They hook up once, right?
Okay.
Why, if you're a porn star, you're getting the world's best cock. Why you'd go for that fucking Mandarin lump between his legs? I don't understand. But guess what?
Maybe she likes diameter.
She actually explained why in a couple.
Oh, did she?
She wanted to be on Celebrity Apprentice, which was coming out the following year.
Okay.
Now,
This is a hell of a that you know what that is? That's a weird audition.
That's line skipping.
Oh yeah,
And that's also,
what she's doing at the joke joint.
We've known some female comics that have had, relationships with the most horrendous bookers. They managed to fall in love with the guy who booked a comedy club.
Yeah. Weird.
And get a lot of spots.
Oddly
And
enough.
it's a cancer. It makes everyone else angry. It's totally not fair. So she's one of those people that's looking for an easy way to cheat.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's so what? It's Celebrity Apprentice. Who cares? But you know what else? Who was on the year that she was trying to get on? Omarosa, Marilu Henner, Nadia Comaneci, Carol Alt, a Playboy bunny named Tiffany Fallon.
That was the slot. That was the slot that she was going to take.
I think, I don't know that NBC would have put a porn star on primetime. They put a bunny on.
Right.
This is 2008.
Okay.
But you know what? They're definitely not going to put one on that had an affair with the host when his wife works on the fucking show. Melania Trump was on All the Apprentices.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, she was a girlfriend first, and then she was showing up. And so even if Trump okayed it, even he's not that dumb to have his affair and his wife on the same show. There's no way NBC would allow that. And Stormy was talking about it to her friends. So it was sort of out there that she had an affair. And you could find that out. If you're NBC and you're doing background checks on people, you're going to find that out. So no one's going to have that. So she keeps talking to him on the phone. And then apparently in 2007, they meet and he tells her it's not going to work. They won't let you on. And then she ends it. So she had sex once, and then they just had they had some meetups, I think, and then it goes away. Okay. So, and just to be a woman who supports other women.
Oh yeah.
Melania Trump's a piece of shit, but you don't fuck someone's husband if you support other women.
Oh right. Yeah.
You know?
It turns out.
I mean,
it's one of the things.
You
can fall on a dick accidentally.
Yeah.
One time. What?
Well, no, she did. She just did it one time. But I'm saying, don't throw this false feminism at me and this false women supporting women.
Right. When you're willing to sleep with married guys. And
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's on the married guy. But you know what? You're doing something to her, too. Yeah. Now, but let's go on. So we get to 2009. This is the only likable thing about her is she was arrested for domestic violence. She attacked her husband because she didn't like the way he folded his laundry. Now I'm on her side again. Now she's a hero. But that's while to me it's kind of funny. It's also indicative of a personality disorder.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's 2009. 2010, end of 2010 ish. She has a child.
Okay.
So
who's the papa?
Second husband.
Okay.
Not the one with the who folds laundry poorly.
Right. So she was with the first husband when she was. Well, she's a porn star. I mean, I don't know.
You know what?
I suppose
you can leave porn star out of this, except for the fact that that's probably why she wasn't cast on The Apprentice. You can leave it out. It doesn't matter here.
Right. Right. And sleeping with him, like casting couch Donald Trump.
Yeah. It wasn't for money. She was trying to get on The Apprentice.
But she was married too.
Yeah, but I feel like they had an open marriage. I do feel like if you're a porn star, you might have an open marriage.
You might have an open marriage.
So in 2011, she contacts In Touch magazine to tell them that she had an affair with Donald Trump.
Okay.
So Trump right now, he's not a presidential candidate. He's a bigger asshole on television.
Right.
And she might be looking for money. She just had a kid. Maybe she can't do porn right away.
Yep.
And she sits with them. She does an interview. This is around the same time that she was approached in a parking lot by some Trump goons, probably saying it would be a shame if something happened to that kid's mother, meaning her, when she's with her baby, which is horrible, right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And it's so cheesy. I completely believe it. I completely believe Michael Cohen would tell some dumb Russian to say that. Okay.
Yeah.
So, In Touch opts not to run the piece. Maybe the Trump people got to her to get in touch, right? So then she goes to The Dirty, which is a website that posts a lot of blind items and stuff. And they publish something, and then it's taken down probably by the Trump people, right? So they don't want this affair out there. Maybe it's because Melania, I don't know what their marriage is like. Maybe she thought it was a real marriage, or she didn't want it. It was humiliating. I mean, maybe it's humiliating. Why Stormy would try to get that story out 5 years after it happened? that either she needs money or she just wanted to humiliate Melania. I don't know, but that's also not a good person doing that.
Yeah, this is such. I mean,
it's sleazy.
So
it's shitty.
Drama.
It's shitty. Okay, are you bored?
Vaguely. I'm slightly bored, but I don't know what. Because it's like her life is so sad.
It's not sad.
No,
this isn't sad. This is her doing shitty things.
Right, which makes me slightly...
Okay, so 2012 to 16,
she's just a piece of shit.
She's porn mom. Like she's kind of doing that. She did an article with the
I do like porn
Daily.
mom.
Yeah, that's a great story.
You know what? That's a Sweet Valley High series. I don't know why she's not writing the porn mom series.
She's getting awards at the AVN Awards, so she's doing okay porn wise. And then during the presidential campaign, August of 2016, she is contacted by the Trump people. They want her to issue a statement saying the affair never happened, and anything you hear from In Touch or The Dirty or whatever is bullshit.
Right.
Okay. Now this is really where I feel like the fact that people think she's taking on Trump and she's a hero. This woman is sitting on information that if she were to tell people, they're using hush money, they're using campaign funds, what the crime that Michael Cohen was going to prison for right now, and all that stuff. But why didn't she tell anyone?
Right. Well, I don't think she may not be super political.
No, it's not a political thing.
No.
Jackie,
it's entirely a modern. Dude, why don't you break it to me that this woman may not be the brightest bulb, but she may not have an American. She may not be a hero.
She contacted an editor at Slate. She wanted money for the story. She texted him 2 copies of some documents that wasn't enough proof for him to go with the story.
Yeah,
and he was trying to get more, and he said, "We can't pay you." And so she ended up taking the money from Donald Trump, and then she signed a statement. That said. I never had.
Was Avenatti her lawyer?
No, not at that time.
Okay, but that he ends up being
right later
in the third act.
So while this is all going on, while this hero is taking money for not talking about a consensual act, I'd like to read to you the 18 names of women who were sexually harassed or assaulted or groped by Donald Trump who came forward without getting any money.
Dime none.
And put their names out on the line. And maybe these people should be your heroes instead of Stormy Daniels. Summer Zervos, Jessica Leeds, Rachel Crooks, Karena Virginia, Kristen Anderson, Mariah Bellotto, Lisa Boyne, Tasha Dixon, Jessica Drake, Jill Harth, Nene Lackason, Mindy Milligravy, Cassandra Searles. Searles? I can't say it. Am I turning into Lenny Bruce in San Francisco?
Amen.
Natasha Stoyoff, Bridget Sullivan, Temple Taggart, Kathy Heller, Jennifer Murphy. 18 women came forward and told America this guy's a piece of fucking shit.
Can you send that list to Ken at the joke joint and have them book the next 18 Wednesdays?
So these are
it's
your
open
heroes.
Mic night, by the way. And open mic night is something that the local comics are going to be very angry to not have that week.
These women are your heroes, not Stormy Daniels, who sat on information that could have turned the election.
Right, just because she had a couple of funny quips at Knob Job doesn't make her a hero, right?
No, and the idea that she's fighting back, they're trying to silence me. No, they hired you. They
paid you to be shut up.
They paid you to lie, okay? And what makes you different than Kellyanne Conway, who also gets paid to lie? What makes you different from Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who gets paid to lie? You're the same, except your job was shorter and you sued to not do it anymore.
Right. No, I'm completely on your side.
Thank you.
And the thing is the misreading of what you were trying to say. I mean, what I tried to explain to somebody, I forget who it was online. I don't think I took you off of it because I'm like, you're getting bombarded,
right?
Even though I was saying nice things about you, and I didn't want you to hear them,
right?
So what it was
I like it when you call me a twat,
and I said this twat knows about comedy, and so what I said was that it's a purist attitude towards stand-up comedy, that comics do stand-up comedy, famous people who come up, actors doing stand-up comedy. Remember in the 90s? And this is something I said on Twitter, you might have read it, where I was just talking about how when we were coming up, right? Comics were getting sitcoms.
Right.
It was a sitcom. It was Freddie Prinze.
Right.
And then it was Robin Williams. And then it was just a fucking free-for-all. And the $1 million deals that were coming down. And up to Mitch Hedberg after,
Right.
Margaret Cho.
Yeah.
And so I remember when I first moved here in like 96 or 97, whatever it was, there was this huge attitude of, they were like, oh, she's an actress or he's an actor. They're not really comics. And I was like, but they're doing stand-up, right? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, well, why are they doing stand-up? It's like, well, because they're giving a lot of comics acting gigs. And so the actors are like, I need to get seen by people because I would like to act for a living.
That still happens.
Right. It still happens. And it still happens. But the thing is could you imagine your rage if you were an actor and you saw Jerry Seinfeld learning how to act while being paid on a TV show? It would drive me banana land.
I don't think he ever did.
He got better. But yes, I mean, but the thing is you got to watch
cast in an acting role. He was cast. He wrote it.
But Drew Carey,
but again, they're cast as themselves, and they wrote the pilot.
But have you seen the first season of the Seinfeld? It's Wooden.
Oh, he's Wooden. Yeah, but it's not like he was cast instead of like he took James Gandolfini's role in Sopranos. Okay, he didn't get real acting.
Elaine Boozler didn't get booked to learn how to act in that.
Oh, well, that's just sexism.
Well, of course it's sexism, but I mean the thing is she could have played herself.
Yeah,
and he got to play himself.
Yes, well, that's a different problem, which is
right. But it's kind of the same problem in the fact that I mean, if I were an actor, I would be like, these fucking, I don't want to watch this. I want, and then if you, and they're all people like actors who started doing stand-up comedy. Like Tom Hanks, I think, did stand-up for like a heartbeat.
Yeah, a little bit before he was like kind of puttering around.
Bosom buddies, and but it was not. He was puttering around so that he could be seen.
Maybe he wanted to try it. I mean, he is a funny person.
No, he is a funny person.
Yeah.
But
I mean, Michael Keaton also tried it.
Right, but
bit.
those were two specific examples I was given when I moved here.
I see.
Two guys who weren't comics who decided to try comedy.
Oh, I thought
so that someone could see them.
I thought they tried comedy. They gave up and went into acting.
No, they were actors who. Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, and I was cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
Stand-up first.
Who? Keaton?
Then really? I'm wrong?
Yeah,
okay.
He was like a pretty hardcore comedy store guy back in the days.
So Michael Keaton was a comic before he started acting. Yeah. And he was great. I'm so sorry. I apologize.
Wind out of her sails.
Well,
nice going, Kyle.
It's that's how my week's going.
So here's my point, guys. Stormy is not your feminist hero, all right? She prevented...
If you could just recap the last 25 minutes. Why isn't she our feminist?
Because of her, it's possible because of her, there's no President Hillary Clinton. It's possible that she had the final nail on the coffin, and instead of giving up for free, she decided to take money. Okay? That's entirely possible. That argument can be made.
It can be made. I don't know what... The butterfly effect of every creep and Russian, electoral votes and people not allowed to vote and just a perfect storm of lack of democracy.
Yeah.
And she certainly added to it by asking for money instead of just going, he's a piece of shit. You don't want him as a president. I mean, the thing is, it would not have been a huge reveal.
The reveal is that he's committing a federal crime with election funds. That's when the FBI goes, oh, we're investigating him too. We dropped the thing on Hillary. They announced they're investigating Hillary's emails after Anthony Weiner came up with a hard drive. I already fucking forget. I can't handle all this shit.
Right.
So that killed Hillary right then when Comey, a week before the election goes, we're reopening the investigation.
Yeah.
And they didn't say they were investigating Trump, even though they were. But if another thing had happened and she had gone on 60 Minutes and said, here's the emails, they offered me $130,000 to say I didn't sleep with them.
Yeah, they might have.
That might have turned it. And she didn't.
Right.
So she's not your feminist hero. She may be one of the reasons we are in the situation we're in. And the fact that she's clapping back to the president, she might have caused it. So
what you're saying is that you're buying tickets and you want to see this 45.
If you want a sex-positive female comic who's a headliner and a killer, Nikki Glaser is so fucking funny.
Yep.
She is on fire right now. You should watch the latest Conan she did a couple weeks ago. She was on panel. Clever, smart, funny about her vagina. That is hard to do on television and get it through the needle of, you have to be clean, but
lawyers and
still,
all that.
Still funny, and she was brilliant and she's great. And if you like someone who claps back to President Trump, AOC, Pelosi, Lauren Underwood, Ilhan Omar, Lucy McBath, Stacey Abrams. We have a ton of female...
Maxine Waters.
Yes, we have a ton of female congresspeople that are doing that now. And they're doing it more cleverly than this thing.
Right.
Sorry, I'm very upset.
I know. Well, you want to... what do we look at? Comic of the week?
Our comic of the week
is...
Alice Hamilton.
Alice Hamilton, ladies and gentlemen. What's her
really
Twitter
funny.
handle?
It is Alice R. Hamilton.
Alice R. Hamilton.
I was doing a set last night, and I walked into her set, when she was on stage, and she's a nanny by day.
Yeah.
And she has these great stories about how she hates children and raising other people's children.
Oh, that's awesome.
And just very funny stuff. And I didn't
smart,
see a
funny.
ton of it, but I was like, oh, I want more.
Yeah.
I want more.
Oh, that's
of
great.
this.
Alice R. Hamilton.
Yes.
Comic of the week. Well,
Yeah.
I got into an altercation on Friday night
Oh,
at
tell me.
Flappers.
What? At
Yep.
Flappers?
I was opening for Foley.
Right.
And,
Aaron Foley, the great Aaron Foley.
The great Aaron Foley. I was doing 15 in front of her. And I thought about telling the story and not telling the story. And I'm just like, I'm just tired. And
Right.
so here's what happens is I'm setting up the merch.
Right.
So Foley can give her CDs away. Oh my God, Aaron Foley, you're killing me.
What?
No, I know.
What?
So she sold stuff Saturday night with
Did you make her sell stuff?
No, I couldn't because the cops came.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Okay.
Okay, so Kyle, chin, with fist under chin.
This is the first time he's been interested tonight. Sorry, I had to defend myself, Kyle.
I was very interested when you said comedy is terrible.
And so I get off stage. I go into set up the merch. I'm at the merch table. There's that screen that has the name of Flappers for pictures, and the merch table is in front of it. And then on one side there is a hat rack with feather boas. And hats.
Right.
Okay, so I'm back there. The bar is full. One of the worker bees comes, perfectly nice young woman, comes to direct all the people from the bar to go around to the Yoo-Hoo room. And she says, do you guys, for the Yoo-Hoo show, follow me. And a very, very drunk young man says, hey, can my buddy follow you? He's not coming to the show, but he wants to follow you. And she's like, yeah. She's barely hearing him. And she's like, yeah, follow me. And he's like, not to the comedy show, just follow you around. And follow you home. He wants to follow you home. And she gets this kind of look at her face, and he goes, and she goes, no, that's, no. And he goes, gee, no, he really likes you. He's supposed to follow you and be with you. And so she's like, and so she goes, right? And I snap, and I go up to the guy and I go, nope, not cool. It's scary. It's not cool to say that. That's not okay. And he's like, just get, and he's so drunk. I found out later that they had not served him or his buddy at all. They had showed up that drunk, and they just were like, we cannot serve you. You're too drunk. So they were going to the show at the Yoo-Hoo room. So I was like, I am essentially whisper yelling at this guy because it's very loud. The bar is loud and it's super crowded. And I'm like, do you understand how scary it is to say that you're going to follow somebody home? Right. And how awful that is. And he's like, I don't know. I'm kidding. And I was like, no, not kidding. Not cool. And I'm in his face a little bit. And he goes, I see. I know. And he's just hammered. Right. His bigger buddy comes by and says, what's going on? And he gets in my face, and I was like, nothing's going on. Go to the show. And he goes, I don't have to go anywhere. What are you talking about? What are you doing to him? And I was like, I'm telling him that he shouldn't talk to women like that. And he said, "There's nothing to do. What are you going to do about it?" And I said, "I'm not going to do anything about it. Just go to the show." And he goes, "No, I don't have to go." And I said, "Or you can just be kicked out entirely."
Whoa,
and he goes,
Jackie.
"Who's going to do that? Who's going to do that?" And I was like, "I could do it, but I'm not gonna. I'm going to get somebody." And he goes, "What would you do? What would you do?" And he's literally crowding me back into the screen. And he's crowded me. I'm like, "I'd punch you in the face." And he goes, you and who else?" And I'm like, "I'm not, just go." And he says, "I don't have to go anywhere." And he's in my fucking face. He's like, "Why don't you punch me? Why don't you punch me?" And I said, "Just get away from me." And he goes, "No, go ahead. You're not going to do anything. We've already bought our tickets. You can't kick us out. What are you going to do?" And I said, "Get away from me." And he goes, "What are you going to do?" And I straight armed him.
What do you mean?
I just put my arm out.
Oh, okay. So
I had a bottle of ginger ale in my hand.
Right.
So I gave him a split lip. And then all hell broke loose. Because then he's like, "Do it again. Do it again." And I was like, "What is happening? I don't want to do. I didn't want to do it the first time." And his buddy, the littler guy, grabs him and goes, "No, I feel bad about this. Was kind of my fault. I didn't mean to. I said something weird. I said a weird thing. This isn't it." And the guy is straining at me, and he's like, "No, why don't you do that again?" And neither of us, weirdly enough, neither of us are swearing or yelling or
well, I
any of it.
appreciate that you kept it
Yeah,
clean.
we tried to keep it less than blue. And he's just like in my face going, "Do it again, do it again." Like he wants, and I was like, "No." And so all of a sudden, two other people show up, a woman and a man, and they're sober. And the woman starts holding the bigger guy. The little drunk guy is holding the bigger guy. And then the other third guy is like, "What happened? What did he say? What did he say?" I'm trying to answer him, except for that the bigger guy gets back and is crowding against me, and he's like, "No, do it again. Why don't you do it again? Why don't you do it?" And I said, "Just get away." And I was like, and I can't, and I'm trapped back there.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden, Will shows up, and he's like, "Hi, I'm the manager. How can I help you?" He's like, "We don't need any help." And the big guy says to Will, he's like, "I can take care of this. I can take care of this completely." And what he's trying to do is he's trying to goad me into hitting him again because he didn't expect me to put out my hand.
Right.
And I don't know. I don't think I punched him. I think I just put out my hand and it had the bottle and he was so close to me. And he was so threatened. I was just like, "Dude, get off of me." And I forgot that I was holding the bottle and I
Right.
hit him in the face. And I was like, the whole thing was just a freaking debacle. And so then Will's like, go into the green room. Go into the green room. And so I can't get out. So I go past the feather boas and I head out the front door.
Where's your merch?
Merch is all loose in front of me. That's right. Nobody to watch it. Things could have gotten stolen.
You're leaving property out there.
Exactly. So I head out the front door. The guy runs after me, and Will runs after him. And he's like, "Jackie, what are you doing outside? Go inside." And I said, "I'm trying to get to the U so I can go back through." And so I go, and he's like, "Yeah, do that." And he runs interference. I go to backstage. I'm vaguely shaking and upset.
Right.
And everybody's upset. And Dave is like, "This is terrible. I hate when drama." And I was like, "I am so sorry that I was," because the thing is I should have de-escalated it, but I didn't know how because he kept crowding me into the back and I'm just like, I can't get away from this guy. But I should have ran out through the feather boas is what I should have done after talking to the guy, because the little guy was like, "No, I understand what I did was weird." I should have just blown it off at that point and left my merch and just gone. That's what I've learned here, right? But the thing is, so here's the funny things. Mm-hmm. Let's go with the funny things now. Don Friesen in the back trying to defuse things. He said, "Well, your night could have been worse. You could have been working the Yoo-Hoo room." And he did not mean anything by it. He was just trying to lighten the load,
make you
right?
feel better. Right.
Yeah, make me feel better. And then, my terrible thing about this is that this is like pushing the old man. This is now I have to tell Andy. Now I have to tell people that I got in an altercation with an adult.
Listen, Andy is going to fold your laundry like a prince.
Well, what Andy Ashcraft had to say about this was he said, "Didn't you push the old man after we saw Wonder Woman?" And didn't we just see Captain Marvel?
What? Oh my God.
And then Andy said, I am going to have to watch you very closely when we see Black Widow. And so
hilarious.
That's
amazing.
A lot. And I was like,
did you ever see Monster?
No.
Oh my God. Too bad.
Kyle has. I've been getting a lot of support from the two people. Like I had dinner tonight with Martha Kelly.
Yeah.
And she was like, I have to say that I'm happy that you spoke up.
Yeah.
And I'm not sad that guy ran into your bottle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. But I don't want to be any part of a lot of, I spent a great portion of my life trying not to be part of any sort of drama.
Yeah.
So this is, I'm not psyched about this.
The thing is also we're used to being on stage and you say something and they shut up or they get removed.
Yeah.
Right. And so
there was no one to turn to because I was looking around because as soon as I said they could be kicked out, I was like, oh, there's nothing I can do about this. But there was only the woman at the door who was logging people in, and there were no other people, and it was just crowded with humanity.
We're off stage, we lose our special powers, and we're just another person at a bar, and the guy probably didn't know you were a comic, and you're just this woman yelling at his friend, and it's scary, and it's weird because sometimes you feel like, wait, I'm used to being able to have this person removed.
Right?
Why is he still standing
Well, and
here?
then the cops came, and so he's talking to the cops, and the cops say, well, do you want to press charges?
To the guy?
Yeah. And the guy
Jesus.
is like, no. And so he knew that he was incredibly aggressive, and as was I, right back. But he was more aggressive because
he started it.
Yeah, and he's like
at some
4
point you're
inches
defending
taller
yourself.
than me.
Yes.
And he's just...
What are you supposed to wait till you get punched in the face by this guy who's leaning into you?
Right. I just me pushing him away with my ginger ale bottle is how that is my defense, by the way, is that I pushed him away with my ginger ale bottle.
Jackie, taking this to court, man, you would have been so innocent. Attacking a 6'4" man with a ginger ale bottle.
6'4". He was probably 5'10", but the thing, which is 6 inches taller than me. But the thing is, Andy was because Andy was like, "What is happening?" Because and he did say that guy that it was a trap. It was sort of like a bully trap.
Right.
He said, you were thinking to yourself, if I don't stand up for myself, I'm a coward and I'm afraid and I'm going to feel all guilty about it. But if I do stand up for myself and I end up splitting this guy's lip, you'll feel guilty about it because you don't want to be violent. And I was like, yes, I have all those guilts. And he's like, it's a trap. You were set up on a trap by this guy.
You felt guilty about being violent?
Yes.
Okay.
Interesting. Yes, I did.
That's an odd... I mean, because it was totally not your fault.
Well, there's so much violence in my very early childhood that when anything happens that is violent,
right,
I'm like, I don't want to add to it. I don't want to buy anything. I don't want to sell anything. I don't want to process anything.
Just want to tiptoe away.
I want to tiptoe away. I want to hide underneath the fridge.
Right.
The fridge? Weird. Kitchen table. Anyway, so...
Where do you guys keep your fridge?
Exactly. Where are we at here after that crazy drama? Anyway, I had to do another set.
You're doing the work. That's why I support you, Jackie.
Exactly.
The cops come, you beat the shit out of a guy, and then you do your spot.
I did not. And I have this to say, is Aaron Foley was like, do all of the favorite jokes you've ever wanted to do. And I was like, okay. And so I went up and I worked on my ghost joke and my Axel joke. Mm-hmm. And I came up with some punchlines, also worked on my weird gender joke. And I had the time of my life doing the 15. And
cool.
Karen Rotowski went up for a show. She was hilarious.
Awesome.
Second show, a couple of Utes. You hate the word anyway.
I do.
Right? Mm-hmm. A couple of the noobs. How about that? Is that better?
Sure, I'll take noobs.
Right. Okay. And they were really funny. So I wish I had names. That'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
And then tonight I did the golf course out in Pasadena. Brand new show. 9 humans, 8 men, 1 woman.
Ooh.
And there was a lot of women comics on the lineup.
Yeah.
And they were super nice, but they were just small. Uh-huh. And then I closed, I had to do 20. And
got to do 20.
I got to do 20. I was supposed to do 30.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're going to keep it tight. And I was like, you are not wrong. And then I went over to the Huntsberger junk, and he's grown his hair out. Did you notice? Have you seen David Huntsberger recently? He's
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's got shoulder length hair.
I don't remember the long hair.
Oh my God. Oh, I forgot to tell you, Martha Kelly told me that she witnessed one time Gary Gulman at the Hollywood Improv got into fisticuffs with an audience member. And she was standing next to Becky Pedigo.
Yeah.
And they saw through the tiny square of the door.
Yeah.
When Gary confronted the guy, and then the guy confronted Gary, and then Martha was like, oh, this is going to spill like an old-timey Western into the hallway. So she went and hid in the bathroom. And then she came out when it was over, and Becky Pedigo was like, you just disappeared. Where'd you go? She was like, did you not see them tumbling out here, wrestling each other?
He's done that a couple times.
Oh, has he?
I'm always on his side.
Oh, she was like,
I always
she said
side with the comic.
it made her a solid Gary Gulman fan after that. So I was like, interesting.
Like, I would love to be 6'6" and be able to attack some audience members. I can't do it, but I'd love to be able to.
It's you could do. Chad Daniels shuts him down with his face with the talking. You do that.
Yeah. But it's sometimes you just like to end it with a hit instead of a joke.
Oh. No. Right? As a person who just experienced this, I have to say no.
God, you're no fun.
I know it, and we had a yard sale today. Anything there? And immediately, within 10 minutes,
right,
of the yard. Do you know that people? I forget that people love yard sales. So they were there before
some real
setup.
weirdos. Right.
So Andy was selling his. No, he kept his Dreamcast because somebody had already had dibs on it. But he got rid of his Dreamcast, his Xbox, and his PS2, and then a bunch of games.
Yeah.
Then a bunch of board games, and then and one of our fans knows somebody who works at a place that can order games for cheap and is sending me 10 games to take to Eastern Europe to the troops.
Oh, neat. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, she's getting me, she said 5 copies of Guillotine and 5 copies of Mutant Crops.
Don't know what you just said.
They're two-person game. They're games for...
Oh, I didn't want an explanation.
3 points, kill Martin. Anyway, so, so the show with Dwayne Perkins and Tom Cotter and Kevin Flynn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those guys were all, I mean, I know Dwayne. And I left my sweatshirt there. And Dwayne is bringing it back.
Oh, nice.
Which is good.
So you flew home that night?
Yeah. Yeah, I literally did my set and then left.
You could have had a night in San Francisco. Why didn't Andy go with you?
Well, because he had to work, and I remember I'm only home these 30 days.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And now I'm home 10 days. So, because it's been 20 days, I'm like 14 days from last Thursday.
Well, okay. This weekend, I'm going to New York, right? So I'll be there March 16th. Oh, by the way, March 22nd and 23rd, I'm at Laughs in Seattle.
Oh,
Please,
really?
for the love of God, buy tickets and come see me.
And right, the second to last week of March. So coming up.
Yes. I'm going to New York this weekend. Come back. Now, my son starts his spring break next week.
Yeah.
And he's going to go visit his half brother in Texas.
Nice.
And I got my mom to go see my sister. So I'm going to be, when I get back from New York, starting Monday to Friday, I will be
a week alone. In your own home?
Yeah.
Like a person?
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be kind of amazing.
I've never had that.
Nope.
I can't imagine it.
Well, let's all knock on wood, shall we? That everyone goes to where they're supposed to go.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Right. There's going to be a problem. We just know it. Everyone's taking off on the same day.
We redecorated we didn't redecorate. We bought new furniture. And then we just got a new area rug. So our living room is now an adult living room full of real furniture.
Cool. What colors did you go with?
We went with a sort of and I'm sure this is wrong. Andy, I married art guy, so burnt orange, kind of. Because we have a 50s tract house, right?
Right.
So we went with 50s tract house and then a leather chair, and then the sort of a oriental rug.
Nice.
But not a fancy one that because we bought a fancy one. He sold it today at the garage sale, and he was like, "I think I was selling everything for too cheap." And I said, "It's a garage sale. You're supposed to. You're essentially saying, throw this out for me."
Yeah.
And for $10 or whatever. We also sold the chicken coop. So,
how much were there chickens in it?
No, Tiberius's kennel.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. You know what? There's a fascinating story about my yard sale, but let's go to the second spot for Max FunCon. What do you think, Max Fun?
That was awful.
And why do I keep saying Max FunCon?
This cocoa is perfect, honey.
Oh, thanks, babe, but the kids made it. Sherry, Kevin, how are your Max Fun Drive decorations coming along?
I made a giant enamel pin for all of us to put at the top of the rocket.
But, Moms, I always put the pin on the top of the rocket myself.
Oh, Kevin, honey, it's time to start sharing these things.
Whatever. The Pod Fairy isn't real. Mama and Mommy pay for our quality podcast.
Mama, is the Pod Fairy fake?
Well, sweetie, the truth is no one pod fairy could make all the wonderful shows you love to listen to.
And it's true. Your mommy and I choose to pay a small monthly amount to make sure those shows exist.
I guess it does take a lot of work and resources to create a podcast, from generating ideas and booking guests and writing scripts and editing.
Yes, honey. That's very important. And starting March 18th, we can listen to the year's best Max Fun Drive shows, knowing that we're helping make them happen.
We wish you a great Max Fun Drive and an enamel pin.
All right,
we're back.
Anyway, we're back. What sets do you have this upcoming week?
I have scattered sets, like scattered showers.
Yeah,
I
me
have
too,
scattered
me too.
sets here and there.
I have nothing on Wednesday.
I have
I'm
to
planning on keeping it that way.
Oh, good. I have to turn in, I guess, an audio tape on the 13th to a late night show booker.
Good on you.
And, I guess I'll use, unless I get a better one tomorrow or, when is the 13th? That's tomorrow? No, tomorrow's the 11th. Wednesday.
There you go.
So if I get a better set tomorrow night,
Or
which at
Tuesday.
the Conan Writer show at Flappers, or Tuesday. Otherwise, I'll probably do.
You doing
in,
Flappers tomorrow night, Monday?
Yeah.
Which is when this drops? Mm-hmm. So people could go see that?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
I'm doing 5
I'm
spots.
doing Cantors.
5 spots on in New York on Saturday. I mean, on Saturday night, if you guys are in New York City.
Oh, New York?
Yeah.
I'm doing the Kibitz Room tomorrow night. This night of when this goes up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I did a set at this Comedy Store and Tammy show in the Belly Room, and the first set went really well. I could see the material being approved, like do this and this, and then I'm like, okay, now I'm going to really just fucking work on these things and just put them in the gem tumbler and try to make sure it's a cohesive unit. But I don't feel as certain. Well, you know what? Maybe I didn't feel that certain before my Conan set either. I was a wreck before that, trying stuff, and the night before thinking I was going to bomb, and then asking JP if I could put a different joke in the opening. So maybe I did. It wasn't all together beforehand anyway. But it just what a fucking awful process putting together a late night set is.
I know. I have 2 sets. I have an hour and a half. I mean, it's a quality problem, obviously, but I have an hour and a half of. I loved this 1 hour that I did, and then I liked this half hour that I did, and I think that there's a late night set in there. And then what's happened in the last week and a half? I've written 3 new bits, and it's annoying, but it's wonderful. Talk about quality problems. But I mean, I'm like, maybe these are the bits for late night, and you're like, stop thinking, just give them something.
Right. I have not written 3 new bits.
Well, have you watched Axel? The dog movie.
Please don't say that word to me again.
How about ghosts and dolphins? I have Axel, ghosts, dolphins, and the new gender joke. So.
Also, May 30th through June 1st, I'll be at the Joke Joint in Houston.
Is she there the 26th? Is she there the Wednesday before you?
Stormy's there in March. I hope my name's on the calendar if she sees it. Please, God. But I told them in the advertising, do not mention her. I'm not in a battle with her comedically. No. I'm just working on my jokes, people.
Right.
I'm a comic who's writing bits.
Right. So,
yes.
Can I ask you that?
Hotel, yes.
Yeah, you're getting a hotel?
And flight, yeah.
Air and hotel.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. That's what I want out of the joke joint.
Yeah.
I would like it to be a regular club. I mean, literally,
treat me like it is, and maybe,
exactly, and you deserve it. And I'm not saying that I don't, but I'm just saying that when I got offered enormously low money with no air and to stay at Ken's house.
When was this?
Probably 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh, I think it's a new club.
Ago?
Yeah.
No, well, he's got one in Minnesota and he's got one in Dallas or wherever. Houston.
Yeah,
well, it's a second club. So yeah, I would like
inquire about the Houston room.
Yeah. I'm not above it. I just right now I have so much upcoming work.
Yes, you're
good. And that as much as I actually like Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know?
Did
Linda?
You ever work the Laugh Spot?
I never did.
Oh my God! And then they put you up in the Allen Parkway Hotel. Oh, it was such a great, it's a super old hotel, like a classic. It ended up being flooded in one of the, one of the hurricanes lately. In the past like 5 or 10 years. But it was such a great hotel, and it was iconic. And they had it was really lonely too. The way I did it. Of course, all road gigs were lonely the way I did them. But
and they can be. They are.
They had the restaurant. Sometimes you'd be the only person having pancakes in the restaurant, and the'd be a full waiter and just waiting on you.
I was like refilling your water every time you take a sip.
It seemed like a ghost town at times. How are people making money here?
I don't know. It is,
but it's a great city.
Yeah, it can't. I mean, I was mixing it up. Baron Vaughn got me a gig in Fort Worth at a small theater.
Okay.
And I think it was Linda Stogner opened for me.
Oh, cool. And, she's so funny.
She is funny. She has a 4-wall that she does in the burbs of, I think, Dallas-Fort Worth.
Oh, wow.
And that's a fun weekend. But I think I don't know what she books. But, it was, she's super funny. She's very
funny.
Dark,
she's also a
awesome.
filmmaker, too.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And, but I love, I had such a good time watching Erin Foley do long sets, and we did a little joke machine and worked on the new stuff. And, she just dropped an album. Her new album just went out. She's like, I don't want to do any of those jokes right now. I want to do all new jokes. And I was like, well, I'm sorry, you have to do 45 minutes. And she's like, you were correct. But what do you think about these new premises? And she went up, no notes, just working on the new premises, and they were great. They were great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So but she had her album Lady Pockets, and I guess Carmen Morales opened for her on Saturday.
I don't think I knew that. I will tweet about it.
Well, it hasn't come out yet. She just recorded it.
Emily Heller's Comedy Central special came out. It's
on YouTube or something?
On Comedy Central Digital, their new YouTube platform.
That's right.
And it's really, really funny.
Yeah.
She's great. Who else? And Kara Klenk had an album
Kara Klenk. Yeah, it has an album out.
At least in the top 5, if not the top 2 on iTunes for a while. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty cool. Kara Klenk's a good friend of ours, and she's one of a former Comic of the Week, as is Emily and Aaron.
And Aaron Foley, all 3 of them. Anyway, I'm done.
We got the thumbs out.
MaximumFun.org.
Comedy and culture. Artist owned.
Listener supported.